to understand. If it comes to saving you, or the kid, or the time stone, I will not hesitate to let either of you die.
For Complex News, I'm Hanuman Welch. When the news broke earlier this month that Avengers 4 had officially wrapped and Chris Evans seemingly exiting the franchise for good, we thought now would be the perfect time to take a look at how the MCU will be shaking out post-Evans, as we watch the inevitable unveiling of Disney's own competing streaming service, and in their words, Netflix killer, to see what happens to recently canceled characters like Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Would Disney and Marvel Studios want to reboot those characters under their own umbrellas and cast the characters to produce new series in-house? I think the answer is yes and no. Marvel Studios will 1,000,000% be releasing original content via their streaming service Behemoth on Disney, but probably be far more selective with which characters get the proper glow up. That being said, here are 5 MCU characters that deserve their own spin-off and 5 we are a hard pass on. First up on our list, we'd love to see get a series of his own is Eric Killmonger. Now, Ryan Coogler recently confirmed his return to Wakanda for the Black Panther sequel, and the director is set to start production by late 2019 or early 2020. A perfect window for a standalone prequel series centered on the Eric Killmonger, aka the guy who had more good points than bad ones. Naturally, Michael B. Jordan wouldn't commit to a series, but recasting his character for the small screen, focusing on Killmonger, pre-Wakanda, would give even more dimension to a fan favorite who already proved to be fertile ground for everything covering from his ideology to his origin story. Give me the Special Forces training, give me the Black Ops, and give me more on one of the actual more interesting villains Marvel Studios has ever produced. Next up on our list of MCU characters that need their own series is James Rupert Rhodey Rhodes, aka War Machine. Now, I think Don Cheadle has gotten about 30 minutes total screen time since his introduction to the larger MCU in Captain America Civil War. A series following Rhodes after his paralysis, learning how to use the War Machine armor again, and eventually, as it was explored in his Marvel series, becoming more man than machine would be an instant draw. Gimme quadriplegic RoboCop single-handedly overthrowing rogue states and tossing tanks through palace windows of US client state dictator palaces any day of the week. With Captain America seemingly getting the bump off in Avengers 4, what dear friends becomes of his longtime confidant and occasional attempted murderer, James Buchanan Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. Now, it would be interesting to see all of the Winter Soldier's missions prior to Captain America the Winter Soldier and see what happened to him while he was in hiding prior to Captain America Civil War. When Cap was killed off in the pages of his series nearly a decade ago, Bucky was tapped to take over the mantle of Captain America. He also killed Tony Stark in the process since he thought he had a hand in Cap's death. Pretty perfect dovetail for someone to pick up the mantle of Steve Rogers if the rumors are to be believed about Cap dying in Avengers 4. A character who deserves way more shine than he ended up getting was Doctor Strange. Sure, he looks like a Reddit-taught pickup artist with a shitty little goatee, but Dr. Stephen Strange has one of the most dense and deep bench of characters and villains of any standalone Marvel character. As an added bonus, our boy Benedict Cumberbatch is no stranger to playing characters on the small screen, following his role as the BBC's Sherlock Holmes. And last on our list of MCU characters who absolutely need their own series is Valkyrie. Would Tessa Thompson come back for a series on a standalone streaming service? I mean, she's coming back for season 3 of Westworld, why the f not? Drunk, surly, complicated, and living in exile on Sakaar after Hela bumped off her girlfriend, Valkyrie was a standout in a whole movie filled with standouts. Give this character her own series ASAP and explore the whole cosmic Viking in full. That rounds out our list of characters who deserve more screen time. Now here's a quick rundown of 5 characters I think we are really good on. Hard pass, we get it, thank you again for playing. First up on our list of MCU heavies who does not need another goddamn minute of screen time is Spider-Man. Blasphemy, maybe, but Jesus, don't we all know Peter Parker's story front to back at this point? There's no shortage of animated series, video game tie-ins, and 3 Tobey Maguire, 2 Andrew Garfields, and about to be another 2 Tom Holland films worth of Spidey. Between the near-perfect release of Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home, which is set to release next year, we are full up on any more Peter Parker. You know who else we're good on? Steve Rogers, aka Captain America. Evan's turn as Cap is perfect. Leave it be. Evans first took on the role of Steven Rogers in the 2011 Captain America: The First Avenger, and will wrap up with the 4th Avengers, which hits theaters next spring. Let the character be what Marvel and Disney are setting him up to be. Dead, Captain Jesus, every other character can use as an unattainable ideal. Thor, we have come a long way together. Your first movie was fine, your second outing was a paint-by-numbers trudge uphill, and then there you were, perfected in Ragnarok. Unless Taika Waititi is attached, let everyone's favorite space Viking show up when needed and sparingly. Tony Stark has been the face of the MCU since RDJ laid the groundwork for the multi-billion-dollar series back in 2008. Since then, he's been the bedrock that every MCU entry has staked its tentpole. The character is a G, best used in small doses, and what actor could ever hope to fill RDJ's shoes? And why did Iron Fist brick as hard as it did? The character has a ton of potential for interpretation and exploration, but Netflix might have put a moratorium on the character after its 2-season run. The Immortal Iron Fist is one of the best runs of the character, but we didn't even come close to realizing Danny Rand's potential as a heavy hitter thanks to a lukewarm offering in the Finn Jones-helmed series. Sadly, what this means is that a hero that could have done with a little updating will be tossed to the scrap heap of irrelevancy on the small screen for years to come. Similarly, I'm still pissed off about what happened to the Inhumans with that show. What MCU characters do you think deserve their own shine? Let us know. That's all for now, and for everything else, subscribe to Complex on YouTube. For Complex News, I'm Hanuman Welch.